Hello, Mr. Buffer. It's an absolute pleasure and an honor to have you here. First of all, how are you doing?
Merci, Baptiste. I appreciate it. I'm very good. How are you?
Perfect as well. All right, so we've got 10 minutes with you, and I'm going to try to get the best, the most out of it. First of all, I'm going to put you right on the spot for the first question. So it's a two-part question. The first is kind of a nice question is, so you were there, of course, for the first UFC in Paris. What did you think about the crowd and the atmosphere?
It was electric. As soon as I walked out, even before the first fight even happened, they went crazy over me. And the show is not about me; it's about the fighters. So I thought, well, if they're gonna go nuts when I walk out, I can just imagine what they're gonna be like when the fighters walk out. And it was electric, absolutely electric, tremendous energy, tremendous.
And does it still make you buzz a little bit when the crowd, even in foreign countries, know your words exactly and know what you're going to say? How does it feel?
It's the ultimate compliment. It's I to be in a foreign country and they're repeating things back with me, whether it's time or and now or this is the main event of the evening. It's incredible. It's totally incredible.
And so here's my second question now. You might know that we have an ongoing beef with England for centuries now, whether it's in war, whether it's in sports. And so I have to put you on the spot now. What's the best crowd between France and England?
It's a very fair yet unfair question because each city has its own flavor, right? And the fans go crazy in England. They're very, very, very close and very equal. It's 20,000 fans in Paris, 20,000 fans in England, sound like 100,000 fans. They just go electric. It's not a matter of who's better or who's worse. It's a matter that they're both just amazing fans, truly amazing fans. The difference, one's in English, one's in French. So it's all good.
And do you have places that you prefer to go and places that you don't like to go?
No, I'm open to every place. Every place is good. There's never, like I said, every country has its own flavor. Every country loves the UFC. It's not that I don't like go there. The only thing I don't like is the travel. In other words, getting on a plane. The novelty is worn off. Like I have one stretch here. I think I'm going to Paris one week, and then I have to go to Sydney, Australia the next week. So you might think, oh, he's traveling, business class, first class, whatever. You're still in a tube for 15, 20 hours. So once you land and you get in the city, everything begins on the plane. It's pleasurable, but it's tedious. It's hard on the body at times, especially when you're going from one area of the world to another area of the world to perform and be there for maybe 2 days and then leave.
Yeah, actually, that was one of my questions is you've been doing this for so many years, decades. So how do you still, of course, you're passionate about the sport, so that helps. But how do you not get so tired that you're financially secured? You've done it all. You've done it all with the UFC. What still keeps you going, given the fact that it's so tiring?
My passion keeps me going. I love what I do. I love the fans. I love the fighters. It's purely something I love to do. It fuels every other one of my business ventures. And in France now, my new cologne is coming out.
Ooh,
My energy drink. Um, be prepared. You can watch for the It's Time cologne
damn.
and toiletries. It's the number one selling cologne on Amazon in America
Oh,
and in the
Jesus.
top five in England. It's an amazing product, and you're going to see that. You're going to see my new energy drink. It's Time coming out. All
Whoa.
these different products are coming out, which obviously I love fueling by my work in the UFC. But I've worked for 2 years now on these products. They're absolutely fantastic, and the French fans are going to love them. Trust me.
All right. And so do
Just
you
follow me
have,
on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at Bruce
oh,
Buffer UFC, and you'll see all this stuff.
well, you can be sure that almost all of our fans already follow you. That's absolutely for sure. So, and another question also is a very specific one, but why I think it's only for Conor McGregor and I think John Jones, do you introduce them as the one and only? I think it's with these two.
Yeah, they're the only two because they are the one and only. There are many others that deserve that. Randy Couture, I introduced him as the legendary, Hall of Fame announcer. I bowed to him at one point, but there's nobody like John Jones. There's nobody like Conor McGregor. And based on, people's performances, their careers, everything, I keep it to a minimum. I'm not playing favorites. It just came out, and sometimes it comes out when I'm announcing at that moment.
Hmm. And is there who are or were your favorite fighter to announce, whether it's with the energy, with the complicity? Who was
There's
that?
so
Was it?
many because I've announced everybody over the last 27 years. It's very hard to pinpoint one in particular. You know, you have Chuck Liddell and Randy Couture again, George St. Pierre, you know, Anderson Silva. I could go on and on and on and on. It's like asking me what the greatest fighter is. There's not one person that's the greatest fighter. There are great fighters.
And another
John Jones
question.
may be the greatest fighter. John Jones may be the greatest fighter. Yeah.
And is there, you're close to the fighters when they're about to fight, so you feel their energy. Is there times where you can feel, even if it's like anxiety or apprehension or an aura
Absolutely.
that, yeah, you can feel it?
Absolutely. I can see it in their eyes.
Ooh.
I look right into the eye of the tiger. I can see them when they're getting checked by the referees. You know, if there's a moment there, they're not there. New guys coming in, the octagon door closes, and they're like, you know, here I am. I mean, it's, you know, it's a big thing walking in, a big thing to walk into a UFC and suddenly be in the big show, you know?
And so
without mentioning names, yeah, I've seen it. And I've seen when people have been off on a given night, you know, it not all the time, but sometimes it stands out.
And is there one fighter that you never had the chance to announce and that you really wanted to?
Oh, there's a lot of fighters like that. Yeah. There's a lot like that. I can't wait to fight. Give me the longest, most difficult names possible, the largest pedigrees possible. You know, like John Jones, like Randy Couture, like Habib Nurmagomedov. You know, it's just so much fun. You know, Francis Ngannou. I wish he was still in the UFC, but you know, he's where he is now. We'll see what happens with him.
Yeah, and there hasn't been one that you haven't had the chance to announce and that you wanted to.
No, when they come in, I mean, I've announced all the biggest fighters in the world.
Yeah, you announced Fedor as well. I think it was in Affliction, right? I think it was you as well.
What was that?
Fedor Emelianenko. It was in Affliction, I think.
I announced Fedor Emelianenko in 2003 at the Mumbai event in Japan.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah. The memory looks incredible. All right. I think we're at 10 minutes. I don't want to take any more of your time.
It's okay.
So thank you very much, Bruce. It was Mr. Buffer. Sorry. It was an absolute honor. And have a nice day. I don't know what time it is.
Please call me Bruce Baptiste. It's very nice of you. If you have another question that's important to you, please ask me.
Okay. This is a long one, but of course, make it short if you need to. But have you noticed a change in the fandom, MMA fandom? So you've worked for 27 years. Have you noticed a change in the fans of MMA?
Just getting more passionate, more knowledgeable, and more in numbers everywhere. I can't go anywhere right now to a degree without, not that I live for this, but being recognized, which is a sign of the amount of fans that are out there for the UFC. And I mean, it is the biggest, most exciting fighting event in the world, and it keeps proving itself over and over and over again. And it's an honor to be part of the sport. It's a big honor.
And so this will be my very last question, I promise. So, of course, Conor McGregor, you've talked about him a little bit, and the fans know him, and even the big public that don't know about MMA specifically, they know Conor McGregor. You that have been in the cage with him so many times, what can you tell us about the aura, the confidence he has when he's in the cage? It seems almost supernatural.
Tremendous confidence, very natural. Nothing scares him. He's a king walking in. Sometimes he's not a king walking out, but he has what I call the it factor, and everybody's attracted to him. A lot of people love him. A lot of people don't like him, and for whatever their reasons are. But the bottom line is they will all buy the pay-per-view to watch him. And that's why he's one of the biggest pay-per-view sellers, if not the biggest we've ever had in the UFC. Absolutely. So it'll be interesting to see when he comes back and he fights Michael Chandler.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Do you have Cameo there?
Cameo?
The video app Cameo?
I think so.
Well, if people want videos or championship introductions, they can just go to brucebuffer.com. I do this for fans all over the world, and we don't charge a lot. I give partial proceeds to charities, and people love them. I do weddings and birthdays and birth of babies, and you'd be amazed at the different things I do. But the championship intros, if you want to be introduced like a champion, like I do in the UFC, just check it out. We have a very special offer there at brucebuffer.com. And I get tears in my eyes by some of the thank you notes that I get. People are so happy.
Well, I mean, it must mean so much to them. So I can understand, of course. All right. Well, thank you very much, Bruce, and have a nice day.
Thank you very much, Baptiste. Merci beaucoup.
Merci. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
fucking coming for you!